Good morning. It's cold, it's wet, and it's my birthday. So we're going seeing Grumpy. We're not getting the Rover out, but what we are doing is going for a radiator flush. Woo! These dog harnesses are amazing. They're called car guard. So, it's a legal requirement, so as you can see, roof is up, but the dogs are still in the harness. But when the roof is down, these hold them securely in the car, and you can have the roof down with the dogs in the car. You okay, Bass? Bass? They're wet and can't be bothered. Lola? Wet, can't be bothered. But the state of this weather. Why am I taking this car out in this weather? Because it's my birthday and because we're booked in for a radiator flush. And you remember what I was always saying, how it needed a wash? Well, it's getting a wash. But yeah, this is not classic car weather, but we're doing it anyway. It is so unbelievably wet. It is still raining. So, the world before air conditioning. We have a demister pad. Luckily, the heater works really well. I'm hoping you can hear. So, inside air off, thingy on demist, and you know what, it holds its own. And I can tell you it holds its own because we drove this thing back from Scotland in a storm. My cousin lives at the bottom of a place called Loch Lomond, right? Loch Lomond, I've just said Helen, but Helen's way of saying it. Loch Lomond, my wife calls it Loch Lomond. And in a storm, and yeah, it was fun, but yeah, it can be done. So even though it's chucking it down, as you can see, I can see, and we're nice and legal, and we're all good. So we have a very wet me in the car. We have two very wet dogs in the car. So, what was I saying? So, a wet me in the car, two wet dogs in the car. So in a modern car you would have air conditioning, which clears the screen. So in the 1970s, pre-air conditioning, and as you can see, we can see fine. Completely fine. Lots of people are going to say, why would you take a classic car out in that weather? Well, as I've said in all the other videos, we believe these cars are to be driven. Yeah, on a normal day, to be fair, it's raining, it's cold, it's damp. Yeah, I wouldn't take the car out. But, as I say, A, it's my birthday, B, we've got it booked in for something, so are we going to carry on? Yeah, we're going to carry on. It'll dry. Everybody knows it needed a wash. So, there you go, there's the positive, it needed a wash anyway, it desperately needed a wash. So, yeah, all good. So, this is driving a classic car in the rain. Lots of people looking at you thinking, why are you driving that in the rain? On a positive note, as you can see, visibility, no problems at all. I am wet through. I've had to mess about this morning, I had to get the car out. Was messing about with my daughter about an hour beforehand while she was on the way to college, got wet through then, moped and stuff, so I was giving her a lift. So yeah, it's not the day for it, but as you can see, It's, people used to drive these cars. That's what they did. You bought a Stag and you drove it. You drove it in the summer, you drove it in the winter, you drove it in the rain. The real cars, they were really used. So yeah, you want to preserve it and you want to look after it. But if occasionally you need to go out on a day like this, just go out. It's going to dry. I'm not saying keep it out all year round. I'm not saying that in the slightest. We are very lucky. We've got a garage, we've got the carport, the Rover's got the cover. So yeah, I'm not saying, I think if you left these out 24/7, you ain't going to have much car left by the end of it, unfortunately. But for the odd day, by the time this goes away, it'll either be dry, or it can dry under the carport, or it's going to dry in the garage. So we're all good. We're all good. But yeah, this is how it would have felt in the 1970s, probably going to work in a drying Stag. I'll tell you what, to be fair to this heater, a 1970s heater, and you know how bad it used to be before pre-air conditioning. But as you can see, we can see, and look at the state of the weather. We can see, and we can see fine. I'm wet through, dogs are wet through, we're all good. We're all good. It might be full on hailing. That noise you can hear is hail. It was slightly under the tree, so it was probably bouncing it down a minute ago. I mean, like ridiculously bouncing it down. There you go. Welcome to a Triumph Stag in the hail, and the roads are a bit flooded. Only a bit of hail. Steady weather. If you wondered about the grip situation, yeah, we're all good. Obviously, as you can imagine, I'm not bombing it. I think anybody who bombs it in a rear-wheel drive this kind of weather doesn't really know how a rear-wheel drive works. But yeah, I'd say if I was in a modern rear-wheel drive, I would be going slow, but I wouldn't be going this slow. For instance, that bend there, I just took my foot off on a ease round. As you can probably see, it is proper coming down. Seriously coming down. So, here we are, safe and sound bass. And yeah, honestly, after that drive back from Scotland in a storm, driving it in whatever conditions doesn't ever seem to be a problem these days. So we're all good. We're all good. So, as is most of the case in life, as soon as you get somewhere, it stops raining and it stops hailing. Honestly, it was that bad. If you look at the floor, just literally came down. But do what you gotta do. Sun's trying to come out now, and it's drying up. Well, didn't get to record the radiator flush, but it is running like a dream. Coolant drops. It had 2 litres of antifreeze in it. It's about a 50-50 split, I think, maybe slightly more. But as you can hear, running like a dream, and a good day was had by all. Tell you what, that weather before wasn't fun, but all good. All good. Catch you next time.